about Timmy in the CNN interview that went crazy?
I really cannot stand Andrew Schulz mannerisms. I couldn't even get past that 30 seconds, could I? It's all good though. Shout out to him though. He gets his bag. I just see right through the assignment. I really do. He's letting the hair grow out now. This is actually an autumn look he has going on. So he's kind of skipped summer. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, guys, we're going to talk about Andrew Schulz going to react to Tim Dillon on CNN. And, he is going to slam the left and everything else. And, he is good for doing that, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the clip. Please also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. Let's go.
God bless, dude. Timmy.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Did you guys watch the interview?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's great. I thought he handled it really well. These are my least favorite type of interviews.
Yeah.
Where there's a lack of curiosity. I don't like this style of interviewing, which comes off as, again, I can't say like what this person's goal was, but like this style of interviews that I think were popularized. They've been around for a while. Don't get me wrong, but where it's like, this is how I feel about the world, and I'm going to ask you questions that will confirm my belief about the world. Instead of, this is how I feel about the world. Am I off for thinking about this? I'm around somebody who has in-depth knowledge about this stuff. Tell me if maybe I'm wrong, and maybe tell me if I should change my opinion on it.
So, full transparency, I did not see the interview. Amber Waves Farm. Anyway, but I can understand. I already know the premise of how an interview like this goes on CNN because people were talking about it. I guess we can find like a short clip of it. Let's do that real quick. Let's just do that. Matter of fact, let me try to. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look it up on. You guys are getting a background taste here. Tim Dillon, CNN, TNA. All right. There we go. Here we go. Let's get a little something.
But I ask because.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're part of a new establishment that's being created?
I don't think I'm part of a new establishment. I think it would be pretty difficult to look at these podcasts. I know it's a popular thing right now, especially in certain media circles, to say that after running an incredibly unpopular candidate who was introduced very late in the race because an elderly man who could not be the president, who everyone told was functioning as the president for 4 years, decided to, this wind is wild, huh?
Yeah.
See? But this was a very specific circumstance in which Kamala Harris ran for the presidency.
Yeah.
She was somewhat unpopular, and she was not a star in Democratic politics before this at all. And her communication strategy was pretty weak. I think most people have admitted that. So to hang this defeat all on a few podcasts and to say that they were the problem, I just don't buy the narrative. So I don't think I'm a new establishment. If you weigh, again, a few comedians with podcasts versus all of the people that supported Kamala Harris, Democrat.
Okay, so obviously there's this new thing. Let me see if I can.
Very, very successful comedians that are left of center comedians.
Like who?
I mean, what do you mean like who?
Just like
Chelsea Handler.
Yeah, all of them. So, all right. We see, so we've got it. This is what was going on in the video, in the interview. Basically, he's getting chastised for being a Trumper and being a comedian. And maybe he's not even a Trumper. Tim Dillon just kind of speaks to reality. He doesn't need to go all the way into everything. And you know what? I like his style, and I hate that I said that so early because I really, whatever. People can disappoint you, and it just is what it is. But I like his style, and I just. Hey, and we all live here, so everybody has a right to have a thought process about something. Because I noticed the left will come at him. They'll be like, oh, the podcast bros and this and the third. All right, yeah, podcast bros or not, but everybody votes. So it's like, I do get annoyed with, I know I'm doing the same thing to Andrew Schulz, but I do get annoyed with people who I can tell are purposely staying away from reality and kind of watering down something. and people who are just like, yo, look, this is what it is, and this is how I feel, you know. So, all right.
So it's a lack of curiosity. And I think that one of the great things about Joe and one of the great things about podcasting in general is when you kind of decentralize media is you can be curious. You can ask. You can find shit out. Oh, this person thinks the pyramids were built by aliens. Oh, tell me why you think that. This person doesn't think it. He just had the other guy on, the guy from Egypt who was it. Tell me why it isn't the case, right? And it's like, and I didn't watch that whole interview. Maybe there's ways that he's giving pushback, but this idea of true curiosity. And I think that's why people tend to move away from traditional media because it didn't feel curious. It felt, this is my opinion on this topic, which just so happens to mirror the opinion of the viewers of the network. And I'm going to bring you on here to either get you to agree with me or humiliate you for not agreeing with me. And Tim is so savvy, he found a way to jujitsu his way out of it and kind of expose the interviewer. But I think this is one of the things that like people as a whole have been rejecting from traditional media is a lack of genuine curiosity and it's almost like the interviewer is telling you what you are.
I want to
Makes
give
sense?
a little pushback.
Please.
I think there's the place for both of the styles of interviews.
Yeah.
Like I like the way Rogan does, because his is like, he's curious. But like if you go with a journalist who's done their research, if it feels genuine, as long as they're not just like trying to have a moment, like if that's what her views are, and maybe most of the people who watch this channel, they share similar views, I think it's actually good to have the interview from that point of view and then have the person there who can rebut it. It means more. Like I watched that interview, I was like, oh wow, this is good because this girl went in a little bit narrow-minded and Tim was able to like
That's a great point.
debunk all those things.
I completely agree. I completely agree with what you're saying. In my point, it's like if you already feel a way about the world and you don't want to change that feeling, then why are you asking somebody to come on your show? If that person was asking to come on your show so they can shine light on this topic that you may feel differently about, that's a different thing. But if you're requesting an interview with somebody just to prove how you already feel about something, the lack of curiosity, I think, creates this like animosity, too strong a word, but almost like for the audience, like I almost kind of want to reject it.
Yeah.
Like her first question I thought was really disrespectful. The opening question was, so you just had a comedy special come out. Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, I think on the press run for the comedy special that I just released, I would like to talk about it. That's why I'm here. And then it's like, she goes, okay, give me the short for it. Give me the short of what your special is.
Yeah.
Did you not watch the special? Like, like to me, it's like a disrespect.
Like, let's get this out the way so I can
it's
get
like,
to what
or do the bare minimum of research of who that person is and why you want to talk to
I
them.
definitely understand, and I would have taken it that way.
Yeah.
I thought what made Tim so effective is he didn't take anything that way.
Personally, at all.
And
He did a great job.
to Alex's
Yeah.
point, that does give you the opportunity, if you are an adept speaker, especially in that kind of environment, a person who wants to side with her might be like, this guy's actually making a lot of really good fucking
And I think
points, 'cause
that's,
he ran circles around it.
I think what, to Al's point, it's like, it's great for the viewers, not necessarily maybe her viewers that want to see her opinion, which is also their opinion confirmed, which I think is like an issue with legacy media. It's an issue with like journalism a lot of way in terms of like print journalism. It's just like, this is the perspective from this magazine, and we are just going to project that perspective on every different story that we tell. And there's something boring about that. It's like, it's expected. Like, and that's kind of what I didn't like about it. But seeing somebody that's as adept as Tim at like navigating that type of journalism, like he's experienced a lot of it. He's probably watched a lot of it. He also knows comedy way better than she knows comedy. That's not her field of expertise. He was able to expose her tactics. And I think what ended up going viral was the exposing of her tactics. You know,
And that's the thing. And so that's what it is nowadays. The thing is that now, but here's the thing though, like, okay, let me not get too much in the weeds about it. We already know what the left does, bro. Like, bro. And certainly as somebody who's been calling out the left for years now, I was on the so-called left. Then started calling it out and everything else. Now I'm just on a Christ-following path where it's just you know, reality and truth and rationalization, like being rational, is what I am. But calling out the left, it's just like, okay, now the left is calling out the left. It's like, all right, fine. We need to call out the right, guys. There's something going on with the right. But I think I'll leave that there because I know that gets people kind of upset or whatever. But, you know, it's better for a live stream. We will start live streaming again soon, guys. I got a couple things going on. I got a lot I'm working on. You know, I've been representing people. You know, I've been starting to look for topics for people and everything else. Guys are going to see a lot of different things coming. I have an ebook coming. I have like a few things coming. So God is good. And the live streams will be proper because we need to dig into the right. Look at what happened to Jordan Peterson the other day. Let that marinate. See you at the next one. Bye.